Most people over 60 think their stiff joints are caused by getting older. But what many doctors quietly notice is something very different. The real problem often starts long before the pain. It begins when circulation slows, inflammation rises, muscles weaken, and the body stops producing the same smooth joint movement it had years earlier. And the dangerous part: many people accidentally make their joints worse within the first 10 minutes after waking up. That sharp knee pain when stepping out of bed, the lower back stiffness while standing, the hands that barely close in the morning, the hips that feel locked until you start moving. Those are not random signs. They are early warnings that your joints, muscles, and circulation system are struggling after long hours of immobility during sleep. But there is a simple 5-minute morning routine that may help wake up circulation, reduce stiffness, improve balance, and help your joints move more smoothly after 60. And number 3 is the movement many seniors ignore, even though it may be one of the most important for preventing future falls. When you sleep, your body changes dramatically. Blood flow slows down. Muscles become inactive. Joint fluid circulation decreases. Connective tissues tighten slightly overnight. And if you already have arthritis, insulin resistance, excess inflammation, poor circulation, previous injuries, or reduced muscle mass, the stiffness can feel much worse in the morning. But here is the mistake many people make. They wake up and immediately start moving too fast. They bend quickly, twist suddenly, rush to the bathroom, walk downstairs before their body is ready. That sudden stress hits stiff joints before the muscles and circulation systems fully activate. Think about a cold engine. You would never slam the accelerator immediately after starting it. The body works similarly, and this is where the morning lubrication routine becomes so important. Not because it is intense, because it prepares the body strategically. The goal is simple: wake up blood flow, stimulate joint lubrication, activate stabilizing muscles, reduce pressure on vulnerable joints, and the first movement begins before you even stand up. Step 1: ankle pumps. Simple, but extremely powerful. While sitting on the bed or lying down, slowly flex your feet upward and downward for about 20 to 30 seconds. That movement immediately helps circulation return from the lower legs toward the heart. And after 60, circulation matters more than most people realize. Reduced circulation can increase stiffness, swelling, fatigue, muscle weakness, and balance problems. The calf muscles actually help pump blood upward through the veins. Some vascular specialists even call them the body's second heart. But here is what surprises many people. Poor circulation does not only affect the legs. It can also reduce oxygen delivery to muscles, joints, nerves, and even the brain. That is one reason some adults feel mentally sluggish and physically stiff at the same time in the morning. Now comes step 2, and this one directly affects knee pain. Slow seated knee extensions. Sit upright and slowly straighten one leg. Hold briefly, then lower slowly. Alternate sides for about 30 seconds. This movement activates the quadriceps muscles, which are critical for knee stability and shock absorption. And weak thigh muscles are one of the biggest hidden problems after 60. Because when those muscles weaken, more pressure transfers directly into the knee joint itself. Cartilage experiences more stress, inflammation increases, pain often worsens. That is why some people feel their knees getting weaker year after year without realizing muscle loss is quietly happening underneath, and muscle loss after 60 is not just cosmetic. It changes survival. Walking speed slows, balance declines, reaction time worsens. Even the risk of hospitalization increases when muscle strength declines too far. But what doctors discovered recently shocked many older adults. One of the biggest causes of morning stiffness is not only aging, it is dehydration, and the most dangerous dehydration often happens overnight. Many adults wake up dehydrated without realizing it, especially those who take blood pressure medications, use diuretics, sleep with dry mouth, snore heavily, drink alcohol at night, or avoid water due to bladder concerns. And dehydration affects joints directly. Cartilage contains large amounts of water. Joint fluid depends on hydration. Muscles function poorly when dehydrated. Even nerve signaling becomes less efficient. That is why step 3 is so important. And it is the step many people skip every single morning. Drink water before coffee. Not soda, not sugary juice, not energy drinks. Water. Even mild overnight dehydration can worsen stiffness, fatigue, headaches, muscle tightness, and poor circulation. And here is something many people Never connect to joint pain. High blood sugar. Excess sugar in the bloodstream can increase inflammation throughout the body. Over time, elevated glucose levels may damage blood vessels, nerves, connective tissues, and circulation. That means stiff joints are sometimes connected to much deeper metabolic problems happening silently inside the body. This is why many people with abdominal weight gain, fatigue, diabetes, or insulin resistance also struggle with worsening stiffness. The body is connected. Your joints are not isolated pieces, they respond to circulation, hormones, inflammation, nerve health, and blood sugar balance every single day. Now stay with me, because this next movement may be the most important in the entire routine. Step 4, hip activation. And this is where many dangerous falls actually begin. Not at the knees, at the hips. Stand beside a chair or countertop for support. Slowly lift one knee upward a few inches. Lower it carefully. Alternate sides slowly for about 30 seconds. This movement activates the hip flexors, glutes, stabilizers, and core muscles responsible for balance and walking stability. And after 60, balance becomes one of the most important predictors of independence, because one serious fall can change everything. A hip fracture, a hospital stay, loss of mobility, loss of confidence, and stiffness increases the risk dramatically. A stiff body reacts slower. Weak muscles recover slower. Poor circulation slows healing. That is why mobility is not just comfort, it is protection. Now here comes the mistake many people make after developing joint pain. They stop moving completely, but prolonged inactivity often makes stiffness even worse. Movement helps circulate synovial fluid inside joints. That fluid acts like lubrication. Without movement, joints become tighter, weaker, and less stable over time. Of course, severe swelling, redness, sudden pain, or major joint changes should always be medically evaluated. But controlled movement is often one of the best ways to preserve mobility as the body ages. Now for the final step, and this one affects the neck, shoulders, spine, breathing, posture, and even energy levels. Step 5, shoulder rolls and posture reset. Sit or stand tall. Slowly roll the shoulders backward, open the chest. Lift the chin gently. Take slow deep breaths. Most adults over 60 gradually develop forward posture without noticing it. Phones, television, driving, computers, years of sitting, and poor posture changes how the entire body functions. The neck reins forward. The shoulders tighten. The spine compresses. Breathing becomes shallower. Muscles fatigue faster. Even circulation and oxygen delivery may decrease when posture becomes severely restricted. But here is the surprising part. Some people feel significantly more energetic simply from restoring better posture and movement first thing in the morning, because the nervous system responds to body positioning immediately. Breathing improves, muscles activate better, circulation increases, balance improves, the body begins waking up properly. Now let's be honest, this routine is not a miracle cure. It will not erase severe arthritis overnight. But many people notice major changes when they stay consistent: less stiffness, safer movement, better balance, more confidence walking, less fear of falling, more energy throughout the day. And that confidence matters more than most people realize, because once people become afraid of movement, activity drops quickly. Then muscles weaken faster, circulation worsens, inflammation rises, balance declines. The body enters a dangerous cycle of inactivity and accelerated aging. And that cycle often begins silently. If your body feels stiff every morning after 60, do not dismiss it as normal aging. Your joints may be warning you about deeper problems involving circulation, inflammation, blood sugar, muscle loss, hydration, nerve function, and mobility decline. And the most dangerous mistake is waiting until movement becomes painful before taking action. Because what starts as stiffness can eventually affect independence, heart health, metabolism, sleep quality, balance, brain function, and overall longevity. The body declines faster when it stops moving. That is why protecting mobility may be one of the most important health decisions you make after 60, not just to reduce pain, but to protect your freedom, confidence, and ability to live life on your own terms.